Straight lying. He's just provably lying. Once again, he is lying, just provably. But actually, there's no laws in Malta. So Parry can't be held accountable for any of his behavior at any point. This guy is such a rat, man. It's actually crazy. Yeah, that sounds consensual. That sounds very consensual to me. Using terms like non-verbal. It's like, it's missing so much that would be compelling to an audience.
You know, they can't refuse because of the implication.
The mistakes here are so obvious. If you got literally anyone else to watch this, they would have told you. Okay, guys, we are here, finally, for the Cameron F305 morale hit piece. Okay, huge things happening, insane things happening. It's released early. It was supposed to release in a few hours. Instead, released a few hours ago. Because on Purple Perry Gaming stream earlier today, Cameron F305 decided to call in. So I guess they had an opportunity to sort of drop it on him early, I think is the situation here. I haven't seen this yet. I don't know what happened when he called in. I've heard a couple of things. I haven't seen it. So we're going to take a look, see how this went. And then we'll pull up Morale's video.
So they aren't there because you faked up. Hello, Purple Hair Gaming. I'm new here. Why are people messaging me messages like this?
Oh, right, okay, yeah. So I haven't followed any of this stuff. I don't know any of this side lore, but there's this character called Scarlet Reaper, who is apparently like a known groomer or pedophile or something from some other drama that then showed up in Cameron's Discord and was like Cameron's top guy. Parry had Scarlet Reaper on at some point today, and I guess people from Cameron's Discord start coming in saying, oh, that guy's a predator, that guy's a predator. Yeah, I don't really know who he is. I only know because I think Beckett and Opblock have covered him, and I saw like the thumbnails and got a general sense.
I'm new here, but I was made aware that you had an individual named Scarlet on earlier. He is a known predator, and I'd like to speak on him since I've been documenting him. You know what, I not... of course! What am I supposed to say no? I don't allow a predator to spread misinformation about me. Join my Discord, man. Join my Discord. I'll send you a link in YouTube chat. We'll talk more about Scarlet. Okay?
Next.
Yeah.
I wasn't necessarily smart. But
Join the waiting room. Why is Cameron 5 in the call? What the hell? Hello? Okay, so probably not the real Cameron.
On me first. Get Inut in here too. Thank you.
What do you want, Cameron? You loser, file, sex pest freak.
Wait,
Inut, get out.
Immediately, you loser, file, sex pest freak. Wow, that's powerful stuff. That's powerful stuff. Now I don't know that he's a pedophile. I don't know that he's a pedophile, so that's a bit of a spurious accusation. But good energy. Okay.
Out of here, Cameron. You are a fucking loser, man. You are such a pathetic, worthless loser.
Let's sign up first.
No, this is what's gonna happen, Cameron. Okay, Cameron.
Dude. No, this is what's gonna happen, Cameron F305. Holy this guy's such a retard.
First, get Inut in here too. Thank you.
What do you want, Cameron? You fucking loser, pedophile, sex pest freak. Inut, get out of here, Cameron. You are a fucking loser, man. You are such a pathetic, worthless, fucking loser.
Let's sign up first.
No, this is what's gonna happen, Cameron. Okay, Cameron Fields. I'm going to tell people your full address, and I'm going to email your parents all the things you've been doing until you apologize to Krexa. He left. Get in here, loser. Dude. Apologize to Aiden.
For what? No, that's not
for
what we're doing
being a pedophile. Apologize to Krexa for being a pedophile. Apologize to Krexa for lying about the police report.
I would never apologize to that bitch.
You lied about the police report. You broke the law. Apologize to Krexa, or people are going to have a valid reason to call the police on you.
Absolutely not. This is not what we're talking about.
What are we talking about? What are you doing here, Cameron?
We're talking about Scarlet. Listen, I don't like you. Obviously, you don't like me. Let's leave it at that.
He's trying so hard. Oh my god, dude. The manipulation is not going to work, Cameron. Okay, it's not going to work. So, oh, I'm coming. Look, we need to team up against this pedophile. No, you're worse than a pedophile, Cameron. We will be teaming up with the pedophile against you. Okay, Cameron? We'll be teaming up with the... If you look me in the room with Cameron F305 and the pedophile, me and the pedophile... Unfortunate for you, Cameron.
loser, okay? You're abusive to him and you lied to them. You took Jelly into the middle of the woods. You lied about the details. We have the fucking location data. And you forced her to be in your car until she made out with you. You fucking disgusting subhuman freak, okay? Your fucking brother's friend molested you. You have a disgusting butt plug fetish. You engage in public fetish play on your stream. You're a disgusting cross-dressing freak, okay? You're a subhuman rodent, okay? You're a subhuman rodent who, like, lies about shit, okay? You abused Krexa. You're a disgusting subhuman who lied about Krexa and abused him. You faked your suicide when you were 15. You faked your suicide when you were 15. And you still cope about that to this very day. You're such an embarrassing loser. Why the fuck would I not talk about that?
Well, first of all, none of that's true, and it's you.
No,
like
it's true.
Almost all of
fake your
I think
suicide
a lot
when
of
you
that
were 15.
was true. No, it was not a lot of that true. Wait, let's run that back. He's saying none of that's
Okay,
true.
you're subhuman on your stream. Brother's friend molested you until she made out with you. You fucking have the fucking location data, and you forced her to be in your car until she made out with you. You fucking disgusting
Dubiously true.
subhuman freak, okay? Your fucking brother's friend molested you. You
That he has claimed that.
have a disgusting butt plug fetish. You engage in public fetish play on your
I don't know about the butt plug. Wait, there is a butt plug thing. Yeah, he does like butt plugs.
fucking brother's friend molested you. You have a disgusting butt plug fetish. You engage in public fetish play on your stream. You're a disgusting cross-dressing freak, okay?
True.
You're a subhuman rodent, okay? You're a subhuman rodent who, like, lies about shit, okay? You abused Krexa. You're a disgusting subhuman who lied about Krexa and abused him. You faked your suicide when you were 15. You faked your suicide when you were 15, and you still cope about that
I mean, it's
to this
true.
very day.
That's
You're such
true.
an embarrassing loser. Why the fuck would I not talk about that?
Well, first of all, none of that's true, and it's you.
No, it's true. You
Pretty much
fake
all of that
your
was true,
suicide when you were
actually.
15. We can pull
That was a surprising amount of truth for Parry, to be honest. That was a lot more true than you would expect Parry's rant at him to be.
What's up here? We can do a live analysis.
That's true, but listen to me.
I'm gonna share a screen. I'm gonna share a screen for you, okay?
Listen to me. Just shut up
Screen
for 2
one.
seconds. Retard. You just had a predator on your fucking thing.
Yeah,
now he's got another one on.
After your file. I know. Okay, I know.
His name is Scarlet Reaper.
His name is Cameron of Pure 5, okay? He's gonna run right back to all the minors he's abused, unless I hold him accountable.
Retard.
Let's go
Hey,
over.
retard.
Don't take the risk of my suicide story, okay?
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
So first of all, where did you get that G Fuel sticker from? Where did you get it from? Was it from Bitcoin?
Shut the fuck up for 2
Do you still have the same foam in your house? Do you still have the same foam in your house? Do you take it with you or did you buy new ones?
Cameron here. And
See, why is it when you say Cameron here, you're so uncomfortable? Why are you like touching your hair like that? Doesn't this kind of point out that you might be aware that you're lying about the suicide story?
before we get into this video, I just wanted to say...
It says, by the way, you misspelled sensitivity again and again and again. Do you have dyslexia, Cameron of Pure 5? It's fine if you do. I mean, it's common affliction.
You know what? I don't think we should be any.
Like a
I don't even think we should tell him anymore. You can have the pedophile on your stream. So you had a pedophile.
I'm having him here right now. His name's Cameron Fields.
And if you're
if you're sensitive to this stuff, if you're
So he pulled out the government name.
sensitive to this stuff, and then you say, and then this is what you say, guy. I don't want to get into detail. And you say, I took a belt. Where's the neck marks? Where are your neck marks? Where are your neck marks here? Where are your neck marks? Where are your neck marks? You're gonna mute me. I'm on my stream, you fucking retard.
Yeah,
Where are your neck marks? You're muting me, and you're just gonna say retarded shit. Okay, I'm just gonna point out, guys. Cameron lied about faking a suicide, okay? Lied about faking suicide.
So this is a video from when Cameron was like 15. Parry believes that this suicide story is implausible. That it simply could not be the case. Cameron claims that he tried to hang himself from a ceiling fan, and it was like, I don't even know what he tried to say happened, but he said that the doctor said there was a 50-50 chance of survival and all this shit, and it's just like such a stupid fucking story, and it was apparently supposed to have happened a few days before this video.
He says, I took a belt.
Parry is
I took
right
a belt.
about it.
I took a belt.
It is fake.
You didn't take a belt. You didn't take a belt. There's no neck marks. You said, there's a 50-50 chance I would die. There's no report that shows that you were at the fucking mental ward. The way that you described your mental ward story going doesn't make any fucking sense. Everything you say is just a lie. You are obviously faking it, and you defended this after you were 15. You defended this at 19. What? Wow, so what do you mean, what?
What do you mean? This happened. This was a long time before that.
A long time before? What, you made the suicide story before you committed suicide? What do you mean?
No, the suicide attempt was real. What are you on about?
Where are the neck marks? Where are the neck marks? Why you say that you went to the doctor and they just let you go? They didn't put you on a mental health hold?
They did put me in a thing. Why
are you talking about? You don't say that there. You say, yeah, my parents were concerned. They were like, oh, Cameron, you could have destroyed your body. Where are the neck marks? Where are the neck marks? Where are they?
We don't First of all, I'm not going to get into that. We're not going to talk about
So
it.
they aren't there
late.
because you faked a suicide story, because you are a pathetic liar, rodent, and you have been your entire life. Possibly,
Dude,
not
I
your
was
entire life, possibly only since your brother's friend molested you. So you admitted you lied. So you're saying now, you were 14, you admitted to it. So why does it matter that you were 14? Where are the neck marks? Where are the neck marks?
Buddy, this is a real thing that happened at 14. I don't know where the neck
Yeah,
marks
it really
are.
happened, but there's no evidence of it. And the thing that would occur when you try hanging yourself, the neck marks just aren't there. So you lied about suicide for affirmation, for empathy and clouds. It is so disgusting, and it just shows that you lie about anything. You pathetic
I'm gonna get a
loser.
non-monetized video clout for talking about my
obviously,
suicide
you can see in the
story.
comments. People believe you. It is disgusting. There are people with real suicide attempts that you're lying to. Oh, you were trying editing back then. You were trying fucking editing. No shit. You have a fucking 4 FPS video where you're fucking playing fucking FNAF VR. I'm not saying that it was a good attempt at clout. I'm saying it's a lie that you did for clout and attention and sympathy.
Yeah, you're crazy, buddy. But
Yeah,
listen,
and you have no neck
You're
marks.
crazy,
Is
buddy.
there
You're
even
crazy,
a fan in
buddy.
your childhood room? Is there even a fan in your
crazy,
childhood room?
buddy.
Did you lie about that too?
listen to the point of why we're here, okay?
The point of why we're here is that you lied about Krixa. You faked a police report. It was about a black man. But you said it was about Krixa. You're a liar. You lied about that. You lied about this. Is there anything true about what you say
Get
ever?
the Freedom of Information report with the redactions that I had.
Yeah, we could, and we did, and we know it's not about Krixa. It's about the black man that you were living with. So you just lied about her name. You just lied on her name.
I got. You didn't tell me
From
that.
FPS Diesel, but
Yes,
you
he's
didn't
lying
know.
again.
You just lied. You just made something
He's
up.
straight lying. He's just provably lying. Once again, he is lying. Just provably.
Krixa. Also, that's bad due diligence. You are such a disgusting liar. It's very clear. You took this information. You made it look like it's about Krixa. You made a mistake.
There was nothing intentional there.
It was accidental.
mistake.
You didn't even know. You didn't even know that it was about.
No, because the redactions didn't tell me there was a black man.
Why didn't you look into it? Don't you think that's like a basic fucking due diligence to just lie about somebody?
Because
Why the fuck did you?
Shit on Krixa already. It wasn't like a big point.
Who did you send this dick pic to? Who did you send this dick pic to? I have a dick pic here. You hovered it.
He didn't wait, but he doesn't disprove anything Krixa says, like, ever.
This dick pic. On your Snapchat, okay? On your Snapchat, who did you send this to? Was the minor?
No.
Also, you censored this yourself. You censored it yourself, by the way. You're just lying. You're just lying.
Listen to me.
You had the uncensored reports. FPS Diesel gives you uncensored reports. That's where you got it from. And you're lying about having it been censored preemptively. I'm listening. What's your response to say? We're not going to talk about the fact that you faked a police report, lied that the FPS Diesel said you censored, but he didn't. You're not going to talk about the fact that you fight a suicide attempt and pretend it's true this very day. You're not going to talk about the fact that you fucking abused a minor and forced them into your car until they made out with you. Everything I say is wrong. You just can't prove it, huh?
Everything that you've said has been wrong and fucking insane. And
that's why you can't prove why it's wrong, right? You can't prove it's wrong. Are you wearing a butt plug right now?
No.
You probably can't even admit that.
No point. There's
no point. There's no point in you defending yourself. That's why you tried and failed. That's why you tried and failed. Was the police report of FPS Diesel sent you censored or uncensored?
Listen, we've already gone over this. This has nothing to do with you.
You've gone over the police reports? You've never gone over the police report. That's a lie.
If you listened for 2 seconds, you'd realize.
I have. I'm listening to your lies. I'm listening to a pedophile lie to me right now. That's what I'm listening to. It's disgusting. If you listened
for fucking 2 seconds, you'd realize.
Guys, you might be. Some people might be concerned. Well, Parry's calling this guy a pedophile. I don't know if it's shown that he's a pedophile necessarily. Couldn't Parry get sued for defamation? You'll be happy to know. You'll be happy to find out that actually there's no laws in Malta. So Parry can't be held accountable for any of his behavior at any point. So he's actually totally fine.
Thanks to you, you had a fucking pedophile on your stream named Scarlet Reaper.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're the pedophile. You're more of a pedophile than he'll ever be. You're a harm to children. You're a danger to children. You're a danger to children.
I'm trying to warn you to not trust Scarlet Reaper.
I'm warning people. Cameron Fields is a pedophile. Cameron Fields is a pedophile. Call the police. If you see Cameron Fields around the school, call the police. Because he's probably preying on children there, okay? What?
You know, I'll just tell Aiden. I'm leaving. Inet can explain it. I'll message Aiden. Goodbye.
Wait, no, dude, why would you? Fuck you, Parry.
What? Do you think I kicked? He left. What do you mean? Why fuck me? What do you mean?
Okay.
If you stopped screaming for a sec, I could have got a word and asked about the price.
So after that blow up, I think Mrow drops the video. Kind of surprise drops the video. So I'm not going to stress this because it looks gay. I don't care about the Cameron calling. Let's pull up the Cameron video now.
Yes, there it is, dude.
Apparently Papa Gut has been coping about this video as well. He's been reacting to it and coping. Okay, so now we have the Cameron F305 Mrow video. Long awaited video. Obviously managed to beat the Dickers one, which is still in the in the depths of CapCut right now. Still being put together in CapCut. It takes a few days for each edit to process, so it's taking Dickers some time. So we're gonna take a look at this. This is the new Mrow Cameron video. Did you borrow your shirt? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
There it is. That's our boy. That's all I need to hear to like this guy.
Also, I want to give a shout out to this guy, and he made like a parody content cop that's actually like a real content cop. It's actually pretty impressive. Here, let's take a look.
It's not too big.
So the same
right
guy
size.
who took iDubbbz as content cop and made it on him and got 1 million views in 3 weeks just dropped his update video called Content Deputy.
Cameron F305 has recently labeled himself as the new content cop, making 2 videos attempting to capture what made iDubbbz's original series so impactful. He is trying to build a brand on fair critique, history of doctoring evidence, abuse, and even allegations of sexual assault. This all begs the question, why won't Cameron be honest about himself? To start this story,
Yo, thank you for the £2. Thank you.
we should briefly discuss who Cameron is. Cameron F305 had started his current channel in 2016, although he states in one of his earliest videos that this was actually an alternative account. While his main account is seemingly lost to time, there's a lot of information we can garner by just looking at his current one. Initially, he was a big fan of Markiplier, emulating his content heavily and even doing videos about Mark. In 2019, Cameron would attend VidCon. He posts multiple videos around this time of him meeting several larger creators. It goes without saying, Cameron was desperate for success, posting subscriber specials, emulating larger channels, and even meeting them at YouTube conventions. Cameron's real break, however, despite his apparent YouTube grind, would come from a now infamous game, Yandere Simulator. You see, Alex, who would take up the title of Yandere Dev, made a seemingly insignificant post onto the video games board of 4chan, where he would discuss the potential mechanics of a Yandere Simulator, of which a playtest demo would be posted online a few months later.
Okay, do we need the Yandere Dev lead in?
Game would blow up on YouTube, garnering attention from massive creators. Jump forward 6 years to 2020, and Cameron joins the Yandere dev team as a self-proclaimed volunteer for the game's soundtrack, which leads us nicely into Cameron's first big controversy. Yandere Simulator at this point had been in development for around 6 years, and needless to say, fans of this project were getting restless. Given the game's poor optimization and spaghetti code, people were starting to lose hope that they would ever see an official release. This brings us to Yandere Simulator fan games, specifically Lovesick, later renamed to Love Letter. This project was—
Why does Mrow sound so different? The video voice is real, okay?
Disdain for Yandere dev's work ethic and lack of progress, boasting on the announcement video that it had only taken 2 weeks to create this fan game. And while Lovesick ended up with its own litany of issues and dramas, let's focus on Cameron's involvement with this project. Long story told short, Apis, the developer for this fan project, had stolen some of the assets from Yandere Simulator and included them in his game. Things like building models and certain decor items. Things that were made specifically for Yandere Simulator rather than the paid models that Dev had purchased himself. Cameron would get into contact with Dr. Apis and eventually offer to make music for him, as well as get Apis into contact with Yandere Dev. This would lead to an apology video from Apis directed towards Yandere Dev. Things turned sour when Apis decided to leak DMs with Yandere Dev, in which many people would say that Dev was baiting self-harm. This culminated in Apis removing his apology video, which caused a rift between him and Cameron, who at this point had become friends. This ends with Cameron making a video about Dr. Apis, in which he admits to forging a screenshot in order to win a debate.
I took a real screenshot and another real screenshot, combined them, and I made a fake screenshot for that debate. This was a mistake of mine, because then I ruined any validity that I had in this situation.
Now, to be fair, Cameron was a minor at the time, and this was 5 years ago, so I don't—
But saying the only mistake was ruining his own validity. No, you lied, right? You lied? It's not just that.
think we should hold him to any significant level of scrutiny for this. That being said, I do feel like it's important enough to briefly bring up as a sort of start to the pattern. This dishonest, almost malicious behavior didn't stop here. To get the full picture, we need to look at Cameron's ongoing pattern of deception, including his history of lying and manipulating evidence. This leads us into 2021 when Yandere Dev asks Cameron to work on a song alongside one of the game's voice actors, going by Krexa. After completing this song, they quickly became friends and soon started discussing the idea of moving in together, and after overcoming a few obstacles, they finally did so in June of 2023. However, this arrangement lasted less than a month before Cameron decided to kick Krexa out of his apartment. And despite what Cameron would have you believe, Krexa isn't completely crazy. Cameron did abuse her.
Unfortunately, we've hit a setback in the people believing me department. Okay.
and he has been lying about her for over a year, even to this day. Krexa had alleged quite a bit in her initial posts about Cameron, and the allegations differ a lot.
Imagine what Dicker's video is going to sound like. I'd rather not. Thank you for the $5, Chlorabella.
In terms of severity. For the sake of not poisoning the well, I'm going to bring up a few points in her 8-page document that are just completely unsubstantiated or outright false. She claims Cameron is a rapist, but never levies any rape allegations or stories about a forced assault, as well as claiming Cameron sleeps while listening to ASMR of women screaming. Both of these claims are pretty extreme, and again, to be fair to Cameron, they lack any credibility. The rest of her document, minus a few nitpicks, mostly towards the end, seems to line up roughly with what Cameron himself admits to. She even provides recordings to back up a good chunk of what she claims, which is what I'll be focusing on today. One of the first claims made by Krexa is that Cameron had choked her on a live stream, saying this was not a planned or consented to encounter. Krexa is seen initially going along with the joke, but when Cameron takes things too far, she pushes him away and is visibly distressed.
I'm stealing the stream.
Classic clip. Huge classic clip. This guy's a total fucking weirdo, by the way. This clip is like so fucking weird.
I'm stealing
Absolute
the stream
freak.
for a minute.
I'm gonna destroy her.
What? What the fuck?
Oh, what the hell? What the hell are you doing?
What was
What the
Cameron
hell are you doing? Wait, does he not play the full thing?
I'm gonna destroy her.
What? What the fuck?
What was Cameron's response to this? Well, he lies. He takes the clip out of context, refuses to show the full video, and acts as if Krexa is crazy for ever being uncomfortable with something like this.
Everything between me and her was pretty.
Wait, it doesn't even show the full thing.
I asked her to keep the stream entertained.
Bro. He didn't even show the full clip. The full clip is like even worse. Where he comes back and puts his head on his chin into her head. I think I've got it somewhere. I think. Or is this just the short one again?
I'm gonna destroy
Not sure.
her.
What? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's the short one. Rip.
For a while, because I had to use the restroom, and when I came back, we were posing a bit in front of the camera. I thought it'd be a funny time to pretend to kill her, since that was the joke. We both worked on the game about the killer. A joke she was already playing along with, and you can see that in her face.
Chin in the head is a classic hurting women move. Vintage.
She was smiling.
Dude.
I think so. Can y'all hear me? I'm stealing the stream for a minute.
I'm gonna destroy her.
She was initially laughing, and then she tugged away. I assumed it was because I was kind of pushing her around a bit when I was doing that, when I said, I'm gonna destroy you. Stream moved on and everything was fine.
No, that wasn't a cut I made. That is Cameron's video in full without any modification. Remember, the full clip shows the initial arm around the neck, which Krexa plays along with, and then the hand around the throat, which is clearly what she takes issue with. What is Cameron's excuse for cutting this out? And
fuck's sake, dude. Okay, Mrao was gonna trigger the fuck out of me. Did this retard not put the full clip in there at any point? Does he just keep showing that? What a fucking idiot. What a fucking idiot.
Hearing and crazy painting Krexa. Well, in a video he posted
Dude,
a month later
what a
titled
fucking
The
idiot.
r/Osana Degenerates, he addresses why he cut this clip so short.
Point I want to fully take on the chin is me cutting the ending of the clip of me and Krexa streaming together. Now, the intention of me showing that in the first place was to show the timestamps and what was going on beforehand, to show the inconsistencies and hypocrisies within Krexa's story based on
I'm gonna spend 200 hours in Blender putting together a fucking, like, old analog TV screen to have part of my video play on, an interlude transition. I'm gonna spend 200 hours doing that, and I think I'll spend 20 hours making sure I've got the right clips and all the points in order. I think I'll spend 20 hours doing that.
Later on in that same stream with the timestamp visible, as well as my side of the story from my perspective and my point of view. In the original edit, there was no cutoff. However, a friend of mine suggested that for two reasons it should be cut off. Number one,
200 hours Blender, 5 hours script.
Really long. Regardless, in the video, after, I still own that what I did there was dumb and it was a breach of personal space and boundaries and it was wrong of me, and I still feel bad about it.
This makes absolutely no sense. Cameron's response is almost 3 hours long.
Okay, I have to pull up the full clip. It's like actually gonna trigger me that this fucking idiot has not put the full clip in. Who's got the full version of that shit? Wait, I think I've got... Wait. If I... In here somewhere it'll be, right? Yeah, when's the choking? Yeah, here we go.
What? What the fuck?
Fuck's sake.
Do you guys have questions for me?
I have AIDS. I have a question.
What is it?
So there we go, kind of. Let's run it back. Let's run it back. Let's get it properly. Just in one place.
You guys have questions for me? What the fuck? Do you guys have questions for me?
I have AIDS. I have a question.
What is it?
How do you...
I was born with it.
So there you go. So that is even worse, I think, than the clip Mrow is showing, where he's digging his fucking chin into her head. It seems pretty blatantly just intended to cause her pain. There's like no joke excuse there whatsoever.
Clip would have added, what, 3 seconds to the video? Cameron also refuses to show the full clip of him choking Krexa in this video, so it goes without saying this is just more blatant dishonesty and obfuscation on Cameron's part. Krexa claimed that she had confronted Cameron once the stream was over and explained how he had made her feel uncomfortable. Cameron responds by telling her it was a joke and that she's overreacting and to go sleep on the couch. Eventually, Cameron goes into the living room to chastise Krexa for not forgiving him. She begins recording this encounter, which I'll let speak for itself for the most part.
My last chance. What the fuck does that mean? I don't want to be threatened to be listened. What the fuck? No. Just leave me alone. What the fuck?
Don't respond to me. Just relax. Ease the nerves. I'm gonna go.
Such a fucking creep, dude. Actually, such a creep.
I'm extremely anxious now.
Excuse me, and I didn't
I want you to leave me alone. Please just leave me alone.
Yeah, guys, you understand, guys? What you can't see here, okay, is, you know, we didn't get the full Cameron physically abusing Krexa clip, but we did get this. So if you see here, right, Mrow has made it so that there's an audio waveform along the bottom of the screen. So like it bounces up and down, and when it crosses over into the black part here, it turns white instead of black. And there's even a little gradient. There's even a little gradient that goes. So if you see this, so there might not be the evidence of what Cameron did wrong, but
please just leave me alone.
I mean, it speaks for itself, really, doesn't it?
Go.
You don't control me, okay? It's my house.
I get the right to my own space.
You do, absolutely.
Please just leave me alone.
You don't control me. You don't tell me what.
Please.
Okay, I'm gonna get a snack.
I think that speaks for itself, really.
So, just relax.
Cameron refuses
to
leave her alone despite Krexa trying to draw a clear boundary, and Cameron eventually snaps and explains that she can't control him and this is his house and he can be where he wants to. Now, to be clear, I'm not going to act like this is insane. This is pretty light, all things considered. Cameron obviously shouldn't be power tripping on his friend who is obviously distressed, and regardless if Krexa was indeed overreacting or not, this is at the very least escalatory and unnecessary behavior on Cameron's part. Around the same time, Cameron decides to vague post on a Snapchat story about Krexa and their fight that they had. In the morning, upon seeing this, Krexa accuses Cameron of smear campaigning her on Snapchat. Cameron initially denies this, but when Krexa says she had screenshotted the post, he immediately folds.
So, this apology is good and correct, but if you really mean it, why are you smear campaigning me on your Snapchat right now?
I'm not.
I saw it.
What do you mean?
I saw your story.
What do you mean?
I saw your story this morning where you talked about me treating you like shit. And you can play dumb about it, but I took a picture of it just in case.
This guy is such a rat, man. It's actually crazy.
My private story.
So
Thank you for the membership.
really
Thank
mean
you.
all this.
Yeah, that was pretty emotional. That was created 10 hours ago, right after everything happened.
Crexa says she doesn't want to be smear campaigned, and Cameron responds by saying she isn't, and that she's the only one who had seen the story.
I don't want to be smear campaigned.
You're not being smeared. You're the only one who's seen it so far.
We can see via the provided screenshot that the posts are 8 hours old, so the likelihood of her being the only person who has seen them is pretty low. To call this a smear campaign is a bit silly. These posts just seem kinda like sympathy bait targeted at friends or followers, if that. However, this doesn't really change the fact that Cameron was lying to Crexa's face about posting about her. As silly and as trivial as this might seem, this is yet another example of Cameron's dishonest behavior. And this happens a lot throughout Cameron's response to Crexa's allegations. He even at one point decides to leak one-sided sext messages where he only shows Crexa's side. He does this in response to being accused of having a rape fetish by Crexa in an unreleased interview.
She had a kink, a very, very, very strong kink, involving the lack of consent.
But then externally, from his perspective, I don't know if he knew that, because I didn't really let him know. So I can't really sit here and call him a rapist, even though he does have a rape fetish. But I can't.
All right, I won't be holding any punches. That BDSM fetish
Dude,
that she mentioned.
He's so cringe. He is so fake. It just comes through so obviously all the time. He is so fucking fake. All right. No, I'm not putting punches here. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? You seem so fucking weird. Just like, totally off-putting and not real. It's so gross, man. It's so fucking gross.
Didn't really let him know, so I can't really sit here and call him a rapist, even though he does have a rape fetish. But I can't.
All right, I won't be holding any punches. That BDSM fetish that she mentioned in her document was a rape fetish that I was not into, and she knew that I was not into.
Oh, good.
And now she's trying to push that on me. She's trying to turn the tables, even though all the evidence points to it being her. I don't have that fetish. She has that fetish.
I'm not even saying her.
All the evidence points to it being her. I don't.
No, none of the messages that she sent that he's shown here have displayed a rape fetish. Saying tied up, that's like almost there, but that's the closest one.
She's trying to turn the tables, even though all the
none of this is necessarily rape, though. Like literally none of it.
To it being her, I don't have that fetish. She has that fetish. And now she's trying to say that I have it publicly. And this interview that was never published. So now that that's out of the way, I won't be pulling any punches. She had a rape fetish that I was not into and that I did not consent to doing.
This is an insane overreaction and completely unwarranted. This serves only to
So wait. She had a rape fetish that I did not consent to. But she's the victim in her rape fetish. So how does it work where you're pushed into a rape fetish in the rapist role where you don't consent? How does that work?
shame and humiliate Crexa, which, ironically enough, Crexa predicts in her document. This is all made even worse when you remember that these aren't false allegations. While exaggerated at times, these claims that Crexa was making were based entirely in reality. It seems like he made two entirely different responses to Crexa and just put them together in his video back to back. For example, at around the 40-minute mark, Cameron addresses the claim that he had spread AI or revenge porn of Crexa.
So here she lies and claims that I was sending revenge porn of her. Prove it to me. She's claiming I sent revenge porn. Prove it to me. That never happened.
To be clear, his response here is perfectly fine. It's obviously on Crexa to provide evidence, especially for a claim like this. However, an hour later in his video, he addresses the same exact allegation, but this time, he tries to guess which video she is talking about and decides to play it for his audience.
She claimed at one point that I was sharing porn or an AI porn of her and a bunch of other really weird claims that had zero bases.
Like, I don't know if he like got an act. I was like, you told me about this one time and then I was thinking about it like, maybe it's an actress, maybe it's an AI. I don't know. I'm guessing it just doesn't even exist, but you said somebody's seen this video.
Go ahead, post it. If it's real, as you say, let me see it.
Yeah, honestly. I would like, you know what, you're right. I want to see this fucking video.
Y'all notice the stuttering there? It's because she knows what it is.
It's this, right on screen. And the reason she knows is because she thought she made me delete it. And tried calling this revenge porn. This isn't porn. There is no porn. Nothing. The entire video. I'm not going to share it because I'm embarrassed by this video. But there's no porn in it. But she tried calling this revenge porn and wanted me to delete it. Now I know why, and I'm glad I didn't.
What is it?
But yeah, she tried to get me to delete this. I told her I did, so she'd leave me alone.
It's insane that Cameron admits to refusing to delete this intimate video and decides to show it publicly on YouTube. As far as I can tell though, there isn't anything relating this video, which is just kissing, to anything revenge porn related. But regardless, stuff like this happens constantly throughout Cameron's response. He basically responds to everything twice and gives different answers each time, which again is just really odd, and I'm not sure why he did this. Probably the worst case of Cameron outright smearing Krexa happens around the time she was kicked out of his apartment, an incident that involved Cameron calling the police on her. Long story told short, they got into an argument, Krexa runs outside, Cameron, after calling the crisis hotline, follows her. At some point, Krexa runs back inside to take refuge with Cameron's roommate. Eventually, the police show up and investigate the situation. Let's see how Cameron initially explains this situation.
She refused to listen, bolted out of my house after hopping over the couch, and was clearly going into some mental breakdown. So I immediately called a mental health hotline to get advice. They told me to locate her immediately. I first grabbed my keys.
This is such cap. This is such cap.
Tried locking me out, and they told me to find her because she could hurt herself. And as it turns out, according to the police report, she was wielding a knife. This is when I decided to take some time to call for.
Isn't that his knife in the police report?
Baker Act, which is when someone going through a mental health crisis gets immediate help and treatment. I actually have a copy of the report. Some details will be censored for safety reasons and as to not dox her or any locations involved. For safety reasons.
Known to have a pocket knife. Like, is that just from Cameron saying that? Known to have. And then he's got one secured and safe.
Reasons and as to not dox her or any locations involved. But according to her background track, she had a history of violent threats online and was Baker Acted in 2016. These were things I wasn't entirely aware of other than the Baker Act, but I didn't know what it was for or when it was.
In that video, Cameron presents a police report that allegedly claims Krexa was Baker Acted in 2016 for violent behavior. But if you've been following this video so far, you already know that Cameron has a well-established history of dishonesty and evidence tampering. So let's actually examine the report he provided. The redactions.
So now Mrow is going to reveal Cameron's home address. Let's go. Mrow is about to uncensor this police report and reveal Cameron's home address. Let's go.
Sloppy, uneven in height, poorly aligned, and in some cases even overlapping the document's layout borders. It immediately raises a question. Did Cameron censor this report himself? And if so, what exactly is he trying to hide? Well, we don't have to speculate. Cameron was directly asked about this on a recent live stream.
There's hype. I'm not going to get it day one.
Why did you fabricate your report to the authorities and then hide all the replies regarding this on your newest tweets?
Okay, first of all, retard. I didn't. That's a lie. I didn't fabricate my Freedom of Information report with redacted information that I couldn't see. I don't know how anybody else got unredacted information. So I just got it from the Freedom of Information Act.
Uh-huh.
I had replies because these people are bad faith malicious actors.
Right.
Like yourself.
Of course,
so
right.
You can go fuck off. Thank you. Thanks, mods.
First off, Cameron didn't get the report from the Freedom of Information Act. He got it from FPS Diesel, who provided him the uncensored copy. He shows this himself in his response video, but if you want definitive proof, here's FPS Diesel sending me an unedited screen recording of him scrolling through Cameron's DMs, opening the file he sent Cameron, and it is completely uncensored. If you want even more definitive evidence, you need not look further than the aforementioned video titled r/Osana Degenerates. Uploaded a month after his response video, he shows the entire report without the black bar censors. So Cameron is both lying about where he got this report and who censored it. Now that we've established the dishonesty, let's actually examine the document. I've gone through and added a red bar to any sensitive information. The black bar on the top is likely related to Cameron's gun safe, and the bar on the bottom is likely medical information relating to the Baker Act. And let's talk about this supposed Baker Act. It's not about Krexa. While I'll keep the individual's name censored, you can see he is labeled as a black male born in 1987. I'm not sure if this is Cameron's roommate or another
So, I saw a bit of Papa Gut's stream earlier, and he was coping like crazy on this. He was coping like absolute crazy on this. He was like, Cameron might just not know. Cameron might think that's about Krexa. Cameron might not know. He might think that's about Krexa. He might not be lying. It's like, it says that fucking black male 1987 and has the fucking name and shit here.
Tenant of the apartment complex, or someone completely unrelated, but it's not about Krexa, and Cameron knows this. He censors the race, gender, and date of birth, which makes it impossible for viewers to know this isn't about Krexa unless they've seen the uncensored version, which at this point would be next to impossible. To summarize, Cameron lied about what the report says, he lied about how he got it, and he lied about who redacted it. And he did this all to make someone accusing him of abuse look mentally unstable. To be clear, I don't fault Cameron for censoring the report himself as a baseline to protect your privacy. However, maliciously censoring a police report to smear someone accusing you of abuse is very different than simply protecting your privacy. This is extremely egregious and malicious behavior, and I don't know how he got away with this for so long. Cameron also parroted these claims to other content creators like FPS Diesel, who ended up including this in their own video.
Now, Krexa herself has a pretty checkered history with former men, homelessness, mental illness, and fucking a lot Diesel, more man. That calls the girl unstable and into question, right? The police report my team and I got detailed.
This 19-year-old bitch is crazy as fuck, huh? Damn, she lying on this guy's name. Damn, this 19-year-old bitch crazy as fuck, huh? Has she been Baker acted before? Dude, you can't trust anything this bitch says. Average commentary YouTuber research process.
The previous Baker Act. This report is real. I am the reason the report leaked.
Cameron likes to act tough in these videos, proudly lying about his detractors and victims. He will openly attempt to paint his critics as pedophiles while privately apologizing and begging for Reddit avowals. It goes without saying that Diesel should have looked at the police report himself, and just trusting Cameron at his word was a bad move. This allowed Krexa to be smeared by a large majority of the community, and to this day, lies about Krexa have not been corrected on any large platform. 2023 was definitely not a very good year for Cameron, as only 3 months after Krexa was kicked out of his apartment, he now has to deal with the fallout of YandereDev, his boss, being exposed as a child groomer. This was first outed on the 20th of September when a TikToker going by Bugcell leaked the contents of an upcoming expose video that would be posted 4 days later. Cameron is seen in the comments claiming this alleged minor Dev had interacted with had lied about her age, and was actively urging others to mass report.
Aiden apparently had a 2-hour call with Cameron, which of course he's going to say he recorded and will be posting publicly. Right? Right?
The videos exposing Dev. Cameron claims in recent Google documents that he was lied to about YandereDev about the minor's age, but the screenshots he links to cite this don't help his case. In fact, they contradict him. YandereDev says, do high school girls notice how much money they could make on OnlyFans and plan to start an OnlyFans when they turn 18? What about you? Are you going to do it? This reads to me as, will you start an OnlyFans when you turn 18? Basically admitting to Cameron that he was indeed talking to an underage individual. Despite this, he was on TikTok asking for the mass reporting of this information that would have supposedly proven YandereDev's guilt. And the video posted just 4 days later confirmed everything. It exposed YandereDev engaging in deeply inappropriate conversations with someone known as Jelly, who at this time was only
unreliable narrator identified. Drama checkmate.
16. Considering YandereDev was well into his 30s, this was, for all intents and purposes, a close case. Which begs the question, why was Cameron willing to lie to defend someone whom he had complete, and in some cases, exclusive knowledge of his wrongdoings? Cameron's odd choices get even more bizarre as we go further into the timeline, as Cameron would plan to and successfully meet up in real life with YandereDev's grooming victim 4 separate times. Now, before we go any further, because things are about to get significantly more serious, I want to make something perfectly clear.
19 and 16? No! Pedophile, 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 pedophile! Okay. This is what people actually think the complaint is, by the way. People actually think that we're looking at 19 and 16 and going, oh, wood chipper, wood chipper.
4 separate times. Now, before we go any further, because things are about to get significantly more serious, I want to make something perfectly clear. Cameron was 19 and Jelly was 16. That's a 3-year age gap, and at no point in this video are the allegations about the age gap being inherently predatory, pedophilic, or even inappropriate on its own. Cameron has tried to turn this into a situation about a poor age gap and being slandered as a pedophile, and some content creators have even gone along with this narrative as well. So let me be perfectly clear. Cameron is being accused of a long string of manipulative, coercive, and outright malicious actions against someone he met under extremely questionable circumstances, and none of these actions hinge on the age gap. It's not the age gap that's the issue, it is the behavior. So if you're stuck on the number 16, let it go for the sake of this video and the arguments that follow. The age gap is mostly irrelevant. As mentioned earlier, Cameron and Jilly met in person a total of 4 times, originally to meet on a documentary about Yandere Dev. According to Jilly, these meetings took place on Tuesday, November 21st, Saturday, November 25th, sometime during Christmas break with no specific date given, and finally on Tuesday, January 2nd. Cameron at this time lived in Florida and Jelly in Pennsylvania, so their meetings aligned with school holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, during which Cameron was visiting family up north. The latter 2 times are really the focus here, as those are the 2 times when alleged misconduct took place on Cameron's part. To start, during their 3rd meeting over Christmas break, Jelly claims that Cameron attempted to forcefully perform oral sex on her. She stated, quote, "He tried to eat me out and I didn't want to, so I had to start hitting him and stuff so he would put me down." She also reiterates the same exact thing in a recent interview.
So I was like, no, I'm not interested.
The Dickers interview.
He was like, you know, I really like eating girls out. And I was like, okay, I'm not interested. And I gave him a whole bunch of reasons why, just like mostly I'm not into that. Especially not with someone who looks like him. So I just repeatedly was telling him, like, no, I'm not really into that. And he was like, no, you'll be fine. And I was like, no, leave me alone. No, I'm not doing that. And he picked me up, like physically lifted me and tried to move my pants and put me down on his face. And I was kicking him because, like, what the fuck? You can't just do that.
Cameron, however, tells a very different version of events.
In this instance, she was feeling bad and she's like, you didn't assault me, whatever, da da da. And then we were talking about the situation and I was like, I fucking picked you up. It's not sexual. And I put you down.
Because it's so morbidly obese.
How did, where were you? Just like tell a story here.
So we were in a parking lot and, you know, we were coming out of a store. I picked her up because, like, I hugged her and I picked her up while hugging her. And she kind of, like, stopped, like, you know, she was kind of like nonverbal. She wasn't really
nonverbal. That's the way people typically describe someone they're in a relationship with, right? When they pick them up. Nonverbal. They weren't nonverbal.
I guess, like, moving around. And I could, at that point, I kind of realized that she was uncomfortable. And she was like, stop. So I put her down. And I was like, are you okay?
Yeah, that sounds consensual. That sounds very consensual to me. Using terms like nonverbal.
What's wrong? And she's like, explained to me that she had past trauma with being picked up. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. And she said, it's okay, Cam, you didn't know.
The story Cameron is now pushing about this taking place in a parking lot appears, from what I can tell, for the first time ever here. He never mentions the parking lot in his r/Osana video, nor in any of his prior responses. Meanwhile, Jelly's account has remained consistent for over a year and a half, backed by this screenshot, as well as activity in FPS Diesel's live chat from over a year ago. In that chat, she mentions Cameron couldn't have seen her crotch due to their positioning. And while I was streaming, Jelly even provided me with this image to describe what happened. Now, yes, it might look silly, but it illustrates something important. According to her, Cameron was laying down, she was sitting upright, and he grabbed her thighs in an attempt to pull her onto his face. It's obviously a weird and uncomfortable story, but what matters here is consistency. Jelly has stuck to this version of events for well over a year. Meanwhile, Cameron's explanation is completely
the diagram goes crazy
and conveniently absolves him of any wrongdoing.
Exhibit A.
DMs with Yandere Dev, Jelly is seen describing the same exact thing. FPS Diesel in his video covering Cameron also included an audio clip that seems to reference this exact encounter.
He said that you did nothing wrong?
Well, in a legal standpoint.
From a legal standpoint, I was saying no and I was scared and that I didn't want to.
No, just in the sense of us having sex, and that can be argued because once I heard you say stop, I put you down. You were being nonverbal.
I don't think I was.
I'm telling you. Maybe I wasn't hearing correctly, but I'm telling you that I did not hear the word stop, and until I did, I put you down. And I felt awful because you were like, once you like started like squirming a bit, I felt like
squirming. You're gonna call it squirming? I was hitting you.
Were you?
What the fuck? Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't intending to do something bad to you.
Cameron ended up responding to this audio clip in a private call with FPS Diesel, in which he repeats the non-sexual nature of this encounter.
Forcibly lifted her up and wouldn't stop, and that Anne was hitting you.
Yeah. That wasn't sexual encounter.
That wasn't a sexual encounter?
Oh.
Because it is described as a sexual encounter.
I know. I remember how it was phrased. I remember how it was.
So what happened?
That was. I already explained this like a billion times before, I feel like. But like that was when we had like
always
met,
explained it a million times
I think
before.
it was like the second or third, fourth time we met. I can't remember. It was the second time that day.
It's already been
that we
explained.
re-met
It's
up.
already been explained. You have to think about this too much.
I hugged her. I picked her up. Like I was kind of like a big old hug. You know what I mean? Like I was picking her up. She freaked out. I didn't know she didn't like that, and like that was something she was not into, and she was like, she started like flailing around, I guess.
Cameron also claims he was being blackmailed into saying he had sex with Jelly.
What do you think I'm calling you about?
Dog, I don't know, man. Because what you're free.
Dude, this
man
shit is
from
just
yonder.
so crazy. This shit is so crazy. I hope he's got clips from the stream and stuff in there as well.
Hey, Dev, that's
Dude.
all like a year ago now.
Yeah, I have been for a while. Also, I should probably be very clear about this. I wanted to tell you this a while back, and I think now I can finally explain this. I did not have sex with Jelly. The reason I said that, the reason I was pressured into saying that, was because she had blackmailed over me over something that happened to me when I was younger. It doesn't matter. I don't care anymore because I have proof of her blackmailing me now.
This is a lie. Cameron later admits they did indeed have sex and that the blackmail was to apparently delete exonerating evidence, not to say him and Jelly had sex.
Okay, so there were aspects of my interviews with Diesel where I wasn't honest with him, whether it be out of embarrassment, I couldn't trust.
Dude, like, just aspects. Except you, like, made an insane amount of shit up. Like, a whole fucking blackmail story. Like, it's so fucking absurd. Just a few bits where you weren't totally honest. You make up this entire fucking blackmail bullshit story. You lie about, like, every fucking instant. You lie about the amount of times you met up with her. Just, like, complete fucking bullshit all the way. Like, I wasn't totally truthful. Dude, he is so fucking annoying with how much of a wretched, disgusting liar he is.
Trust him.
So crazy.
Or, you know, all of that. But, and of course, you know, the blackmail. Like, I'm very uncomfortable with this person at this point. I'm not trying to, like, get, like,
why are you giving into the demands, though? And, like, giving into her narrative?
Let's go back to point one. No blackmail.
Dude, I remember in this fucking stream where he's like live editing clips. He's like live trying to export clips, and like the date is literally that day on the file that he sends. Bro, this shit was so fucking stupid. Shit was so dumb.
And during this time, she had asked me to share my screen. And so
yeah, surely Meryl covers that.
She saw
surely.
Recording, she asked me to delete everything. And I didn't make a backup because, you know, I wasn't thinking about that at that moment in time. It had just fucking occurred, dude. Like, it had just occurred.
Wait, why? I don't know why you would delete evidence, like, exonerating.
Because I was in a point. She forced me to, like, there was nothing I could do at that point. In my mind, I was being forced to do it.
Cameron to this day has not provided any evidence of any blackmail and has been avoidant whenever pressed about it. But let's move past this. If Cameron wasn't being blackmailed about sex, what's with this whole picking up incident? In FPS Diesel's video, Cameron seemingly doesn't deny...
Are we gonna get any of that stream again? Oh, it does come up again. Oh, I think you might cover it. He might cover it.
The oral sex occurred. According to Diesel, he replied to the statement saying that it wasn't rape, basically arguing the consent aspect of this encounter rather than if the encounter ever happened at all. So if the eating out incident is completely and utterly false, as Cameron claims, why even offer an alternative explanation if nothing happened? The only way Cameron's version makes any sense is if we believe that Jelly invented her story from thin air, and then an oddly similar, sanitized version of events had already taken place that conveniently removes any wrongdoing from his part. That means one of two things is true. Either Cameron is lying to cover up a deeply uncomfortable incident and slowly rewriting the past every time he speaks about it, or we're supposed to believe that the following happened. A similar event had already taken place that, by sheer chance, mirrors the core physical setup of Jelly's story, but just so happens to make Cameron look innocent. He conveniently forgot to tell this story in multiple other public explanations over the span of a year, and he lied about what he was being blackmailed about, now claiming he was being blackmailed to delete fully exonerating evidence that would supposedly completely prove him innocent. Either Cameron Cameron is lying or the universe orchestrated the most bizarre chain of contradictory events just to make him look guilty. Obviously, we're never going to know the full story.
You don't say it's a cosmic scale conspiracy to make me look like a pedophile rapist, okay?
Honesty, as well as the insane absurdity that would need to have taken place here for his chain of events to be true, I'm not exactly confident Cameron is suddenly being honest here. The fourth and final time Cameron and Jelly met is arguably the most clear-cut when it comes to his wrongdoings, as Cameron himself
just like what happened to Jeff.
But
exactly.
First, let's go over Jelly's account as shared in a recent interview.
We went to another
just a shy hipster.
parking lot. He took me to Dunkin' because he was trying to warm me up to him, and he knows that I like Dunkin' Donuts. So he took me there, and he was trying to get me to warm up to him again, and he was being weird the whole time. He was like, it's not that big of a deal. I didn't mean to, and it wasn't really my fault, and you were nonverbal. You're bad at communicating, and it was just like a whole thing. And I, all day, was being like, ugh, whatever. You're a jerk. Leave me alone. So he tried, we were like 40 minutes away from my house. And I wanted to go home because I was just so done with him, and he would not take me home like all day. And I wasn't panicking until it was nighttime. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna kill me, which I doubt he would. But, you know, I was panicking because he wouldn't let me out of his car. And then he was like, well,
so
just
to be
give me
clear
a
on
kiss
that,
before you
just
And I
you
was
say
like,
that
okay,
he didn't let you out of his car.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you ask to be let out?
Yeah, multiple times. I've been telling him all day, take me home, let me out. And he wouldn't.
Okay. And at some point
I came up with like a curfew thing. I was like, my dad's texting me and he really wants me home. I need to go home now, which is not true. My dad did not care where I was as long as I let him know I would not be home that night.
Okay.
So that was, ugh.
Okay, so at some point
I was coming up with every excuse in the book to go home. He would not let me go home. And then he was like, just kiss me before you go. And I was like, no, oh my God, I don't wanna. Can you just take me home? And he was like, no, I'm not letting you out until you kiss me. And I was like, what the fuck? That's immature. And he was like, well, I just really want to spend time with you. I feel like we have such a connection and I feel bad. I don't want to burn any more bridges. And he went on this thing about how all of his friends leave him and Alex betrayed him. And just, I don't know, like a sympathy thing. Tried to get me to kiss him. And I was like, oh my God, no. And then he grabbed me by my shoulder and he pulled me over onto him and he kissed me. And then he finally drove me home. And I was looking out the other direction, trying not to cry the entire ride. But he wasn't actually taking me home. He was taking me close to my grandma's house so that I could come into my grandma's house.
According to Jelly, Cameron took her to Dunkin' and then parked in a lot. She says she repeatedly asked
this
him to
was
take her home.
Probably an unnecessarily long clip. Probably didn't need that long clip of Jelly just going through this, but sure.
Minute drive from the parking lot. She says she made up a curfew to try to pressure him. Despite this, Cameron allegedly refused to drive her back until she kissed him. Jelly claims that after enough back and forth of her refusing, Cameron eventually grabbed her and kissed her anyway, and then finally took her home to her grandmother's house.
Minimal
this isn't just her word
content,
either.
okay?
This incident is largely corroborated in a recording Jelly secretly took, where even the part about Cameron grabbing her is being discussed.
What about how I spent like 5 minutes telling you that I didn't want to kiss you, and then you wouldn't let me go?
Haven't we already been over this? Like, you know, I feel horrible about that, and it was only because I wanted to spend more time with you. I wasn't trying to force you to do something.
But you can't just act like you didn't do anything wrong.
That's the first thing I said to you. Like, like you said, I didn't do anything wrong in the sense of, like, anything illegal. And I, you know, in regards to the idea of us having sex. And that's all I was talking about. Not that between, and that's why I said obviously between us.
Yeah, it's fine to do the Turkey Tom structure, but some of the clip selection is just atrocious. Like, there did not need to be that fucking 3-minute long Dickers clip. That was a fucking terrible choice. There's no, as far as I can see, there's not like the Diesel stream where he was spazzing out like a year ago. There is a bit of it there, but I don't know how much. Not enough. Like, so much of this is just like that was not compelling. No one's compelled by that. No one's even listening to that. Literally, no one is listening to that. The moment that any of these Dickers clips that have come up, people are switching off completely. They're not listening. That's just facts.
And I feel horrible for them because I broke a boundary that I didn't realize I was breaking, and I feel awful.
You didn't realize you were breaking it? Me telling you.
It's not even being mean. It is actually just true. I guarantee every single person in this chat stopped listening during those Dickers clips. I stopped listening. I was like, oh, it's just this fucking bitch talking slowly, rambling about this fucking story. I've heard it before. I totally switched off immediately. It's totally useless. Just repeat what the information she gave was, show it on the background as B-roll, say this is what she said, quicker, because this bitch takes 5 minutes to say it, and Dickers is sat there like, listening to her. So it's a totally worthless clip. Just say, yeah, Jelly said that he took her to her grandma's instead. Boom. That easy. Then show Cameron doing something really embarrassing while he tries to lie so that everyone can feel like, oh, yeah, this guy is a lying piece of shit, because that's what actually works. It's like, okay.
And that I was scared and not to grab me.
How does Cameron explain the situation? Well, on multiple occasions, he downplays what happens, saying how it's not a big deal or that it's over-exaggerating.
And by the way, the whole kissing thing was... it definitely was a weird situation, but what really happened there was I wasn't forcing her to kiss me. Okay, I want to make that very clear.
Okay.
I asked for one. She gave it to me because she thought that was her way to go home because she was afraid of curfew. That's what was happening.
Okay.
And I just wanted to spend a little bit more time with her because we had 30 minutes and we were 10 minutes away. I was like, we could spend 15 more minutes, but she was anxious about curfew. That's what was happening.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess in hindsight, yeah, I was being pushy and I apologized for it. This is again, a year and a half old.
The kissing situation. So she tried.
Okay, so we do not get the live editing clip, do we? Wow, great choices being made.
And the way she had framed it in this call, and I even remember thinking at the time, that's weird. But she'd tried to change the aspect of the situation where what actually happened was she had a curfew in 30 minutes, and we were 5-10 minutes away from her home, and I just wanted to spend more time because we were having a good day, and that we were hugging, we were hanging out, whatever. I asked for a kiss. She gave me the kiss, and apparently later on,
I just want to know, do these people ever run their videos past other people? Do they ever go around and say, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of this part? Do you think I need to include anything else in here? Do you think this clip is worth including? Do you think I need this whole clip in? He did to Aiden, and Aiden shit on it. Yeah, I mean... it's not a terrible video, but I understand why he's shitting on it. It's it's missing so much that would be compelling to an audience. It just doesn't make any sense. Why the fuck is there a 3.5-minute Dickers clip? Why? There is no way you asked anyone, should I put this clip in? And they said yes. I don't believe it. Unless you ask Dickers. I don't believe it for a second.
That she was scared, she wanted to go home, she was afraid of missing curfew, and that was a whole thing, and I just wanted to spend more time with her. And I was being a little pushy, I'll admit. Not to get a kiss, but to spend more time with her.
Notably, in that second interview, Cameron claims they were only 5 or 10 minutes away from Jelly's house. This is false. According to Jelly's Google Maps data, the location of where they were parked was at...
Okay.
Turkey Tom and more all have really
thank you for $5.
Videos. B was right.
Okay, thank you for $5. Okay, at least we have this. We have the location data. Do you show dates or anything on here?
Away from Jelly's house. This is false. According to Jelly's Google Maps data, the location of where they were parked was actually about 30 minutes from her home. This data also shows a stop at Dunkin' Donuts and the church parking lot, perfectly lining up with her version of events.
This is good. It's great we've got this in here. This is great that we've got this in here, that we've got some of the Maps data stuff substantiated. This is good. The rest of it's fucking retarded. Seriously, the last 10 minutes of this video have been shit. Not the last 10 minutes. The last 6 minutes of this video have been shit. Everything from the moment this Dickers clip plays to here needs to be totally fucking different, basically.
Grandmother's house, the place where she was ultimately dropped off at, is also 30 minutes away. On foot, that's a 2-hour walk. And to her parents' house would have been over 5 hours of walking. So what kind of position did Cameron put her in?
They can't refuse because of the implication.
Cameron wouldn't take her home unless she kissed him. The implication
that's a
being
good
that if she
clip.
refused, she'd have to walk.
Good
It doesn't
use.
matter that he didn't say the words out loud. The implicit threat of isolation and having to walk home at dark as a 16-year-old is very clear. Cameron's bizarre lies don't stop there. At one point, he tries to tell Diesel that he was never even interested in Jelly.
I didn't have sex with her. I wasn't interested in her. I met her to interview her.
That immediately falls apart. Why would Cameron pressure someone he wasn't interested in to kiss him? Why would he go out of his way to meet her 4 separate times? Why would he flash his erect member in a call with Jelly as some sort of joke? Most importantly, why would Cameron spend over 130 USD on Steam gifts over the course of 3 months following the car kissing incident? No, I'm not joking. 12 Steam gifts that all add up to $133.68 after applying Steam sales. Check the email. I'm sorry. This is the least I can do. Best wishes, Cam. I love you too. XOXO.
And so the Sims 4 stuff is also proven, okay?
So, contacting you without being contacted first is something I'm working on stopping. It bothers you, and I want you to be happy. As a punishment, have a wish. Hope all is well. Can't wait to start fresh. Here's the DLCs I promise. I don't want anything in return, Spurg. Jelly has stated that at one point these gifts were to buy her silence, and looking at some of the messages, that's definitely implied. But with others, there's clearly a deeper emotional context here. If this was just about keeping her quiet, Cameron sure had a funny way of doing it. Cameron has been alleged of scripting calls with Jelly, essentially making Jelly say incriminating things on recorded calls, which Cameron then misuses for his benefit. The most important, and in my opinion, the most plausible, is to do with Jelly's alleged honeypots. In FPSD's original Yandere dev video, he mentions this clip labeled as smoking gun.
But essentially, I had been asking for proof that this girl ran honeypots, and she would coach her friends.
I truly can't believe that we don't have some of the funniest clips in here. Some of like the stuff that's gonna make people realize this guy's just a total fucking liar. We had that 3.5 minute Dickers clip. So fucking worthless. Truly so fucking worthless. Mind blowing. I don't get it. I can't get it.
On how to do it as well. Cameron would go on to make good on this, and he sent me an MP3 file titled smokinggun.mp3. I will now play this clip for you in full.
Really? That's crazy. So then I made the honeypot rules with the most frequently asked questions.
So you didn't run one, but
I didn't run it.
you coached people on how to run one.
Yeah.
Other underage girls?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Just my friends.
And how did...
Be like, hey, I'm talking to this guy. He
So
plays
here's the thing,
ball."
Mrao gets feedback on his videos all the time, but because he has no sense of priorities, all he does is he goes into Discord calls, he's like, hey guys, look at this Blender animation I did, look at this Blender animation I did, instead of going to people and going, do you think this is good evidence? Do you think this is a good use of this clip? Do you think this clip fits well in the rest of the video? Do you think this is a good argument? No, he's just like, look at this Blender animation I did, look at this Blender animation. He just goes in Discord calls and does that. Get some actual fucking feedback. Get some actual feedback while you're working on the video. There's a reason, like, you shouldn't get to the point where you're putting clips out on Twitter a week before your video comes out. There's a glaring error in the voiceover. The music makes it so you can't hear what you're saying in the voiceover. That's less than a week before you're releasing it, when you've been working on it for months upon months. And you're posting clips on Twitter that are like that. It's just like, dude, what are you... Stop getting people to check your fucking animations and get people to check your fucking script and clip selection. Obviously.
World of Warcraft, and I was like, oh, really?
So it was more of like a harem of honeypots.
Kinda.
What Jelly is admitting to here is essentially grooming other minors into honeypotting, which, if true, would be incredibly dangerous. However, this seems to be mostly a lie perpetrated by Cameron, as 4 days after FPS Diesel's video was posted, Cameron apologizes for the smoking gun clip and says he tried to get Diesel to remove it.
I feel awful about the whole smoking gun clip.
That made me so mad at you.
I know. Listen, I deleted it in early October. It was there for about 3 days. And I told him, actually, I don't think this is really what went down. And he never let go of it, and I'd always try to redirect it. I told him not to include it.
because I didn't think it was a proper representation. He knows that.
It's not a proper representation.
So Cameron knew something was false and gave very little pushback to Diesel and allowed misinformation to spread, effectively smearing Jelly. I do want to briefly bring up the honeypot rules that Jelly made, which obviously don't look good. However, she claims that these were satire in an interview.
Yeah, so the honeypot thing. There's a screenshot. It's called the honeypot rules. I was in a Discord server full of pedophiles, and every time they would say something weird to me, I would screenshot it and post it in Gen Chat and be like, found another one. So they were giving me all of their pedophile logic. So I made satire rules, basically parodying everything that I would commonly hear from them.
This being satire is pretty convenient. That being said, there's no actual evidence of Jelly doing anything honeypot related that I've been able to find outside of these rules, so it is very plausible that they could indeed be satire. Jelly didn't really honeypot, or at least to the extent Cameron is pushing, and Cameron fed Diesel misinformation.
Why are we going on this tangent? Who cares? Because, I mean, the same people say about Jelly that she honeypots and shit, but I don't think it's that relevant. I don't know why we're using time on this and not literally anything else.
Repeatedly lied about Jelly's age, both in private and in public. In DMs to Diesel, he claimed the age gap between him and Jelly was only a year and a half.
But like, I was also like, oh, it's like a year and a half difference. I don't care.
It was 1916.
And on one of Diesel's live streams, he tried to pass off Jelly as 17 when all of this happened, when she was, in fact, 16.
The argument is you're 19, she's 16. For some people, they say that's just. I know she's 17.
Could have been funnier and better organized. Yeah, it could just be so much better. I know it's so fucking annoying because I know exactly how MrowLive operates. I know that he's going into Discords, showing people his fucking Blender animations and never getting any of this checked. It's literally so fucking annoying knowing that someone is like this. I can't like put it into words. Like, what is your fucking problem, man? Get it checked by someone with half a fucking brain. What, are you fucking retarded? It's so fucking annoying. It just makes you want to just suck it. You know what I mean? It's like, you literally, the mistakes here are so obvious. If you got literally anyone else to watch this, they would have told you. Why put the Dickers clip in? Why put the 3.5-minute Dickers clip in? Why not include any of the other stuff from streams where he's totally floundering or lying, provably so, spazzing out? Why not include any of the Young Dagadick stuff and how he lied and avoided that? This stuff, even if it doesn't seem like it's 100% material to exactly where the allegations are true, still works in a video. It still works. So, why not include it? But instead you use 3.5-minute Dickers clip. No, I couldn't possibly use the Dickers clip as B-roll and explain what Jelly's explaining quicker than she can explain it. No, I need to let the whole 3.5-minute Dickers clip play. Let's really give Dickers a chance to sit there and go. Every time she says something. We need to show that. We need to really show that. We need to really show that. We all need that. We need to sit there and watch that. We need to hear her explain it.
With her.
Why even lie about this? Most likely, he was trying to downplay the significance of the age gap, as during an interview with Jelly, he seemingly puts great significance on her age, saying he won't call her Jelly Squish because she's a minor.
Just call me Anne.
Okay, they both start with A.
True. Damn it.
I'll call you Jelly Squish.
Okay. Squish also works.
I'm not calling any minor Squish.
Cameron clearly knows what he did was wrong, but in his mind, the problem seems to be that Jelly was 16 and he was 19, which is not the issue here. Cameron only knew this girl because his boss, Yandere Dev, had groomed her. That's how they met. After knowing that,
I think we need to find out what MrowLive's family and workplace think of this video.
Information about Dev's wrongdoings and the things he was saying to this girl, he still chose to meet up with her 4 times. He still pressured to kiss him under the implicit threat of abandonment, and according to Cameron, even went so far as to have sex with her. So no, the issue with Cameron and Jelly isn't the age gap of 3 years between a 16-year-old and a 19-year-old. The issue isn't even a 19-year-old and a 16-year-old.
Oh wow, epic little colorful like glitch effects in the background. How many hours in Blender did that take, MrowLive, do we think? How many hours?
having sex. The issue is Cameron met an abuse victim through his employment
take
under
it,
a predator,
man. Take
and
it.
after meeting up with her, decided to implicitly threaten her, attempt to smear her, and lie about the context of their meetings and conversations. Everything wrong that happened here happened in spite of the age gap, not because of it. More recently, Cameron has attempted to go on a victory tour, for lack of a better term, gloating in his content deputy that he is innocent and that Noah Sampson should be sued for what he had said about Cameron, along with multiple tweets.
Yes, I will go hard on Ralph for this vid, because I know exactly how he fucking works on his videos. I know it could have been better if he just had any fucking sense. Let's just get someone to look at the fucking video. Just get someone to look at it. It's that fucking easy. Everything would have been fixed a fucking week ago. I don't even know if he puts it together. I don't even know if he like puts in an audio track and edits it in together like that. I feel like he literally sits there and does like Blender animations first and then records on like the day before he releases it. I feel like he literally just sits there, just does Blender animations the whole fucking time. Like he literally can't get anyone to look at it because it's just all Blender animations until a week before release.
Essentially bragging that he had allegations with a 16-year-old and basically got away with it, framing these allegations as lies or exaggerated. And so, after everything, what are we left with? A guy who built his career off of moral superiority, who called out others for behavior he couldn't even begin to reflect on himself. He has crossed boundaries.
No, it's not being hard on him. He needs to be told, show the video to literally anyone before you finish it. Don't spend all your time doing a bunch of fucking effects on the clips before you know you've got the right clips. Don't spend a bunch of time doing a bunch of effects on the words on screen before you've made sure that your voiceover is reading the words on screen correctly. Get the basics in place, and then spend 600 hours doing fucking effects in some shitty animation software. It's that easy. It's that simple.
Police documents, released intimate videos he refused to delete, all to smear a girl accusing him of abuse. He met someone through a situation involving predatory behavior from his own boss and then used that connection to manipulate her, lie about her, and reframe the entire situation as a witch hunt over a 3-year age gap, just so he didn't have to be honest about the frankly awful stuff he had done. In short, Cameron F305 is a liar, an abuser, a manipulator, and should not be your go-to when it comes to exposing creators like iDubbbz or Hassan. Cameron can't even be honest about what he has done. In what world should he be trusted to expose massive names or criticize bad behavior? He isn't a content cop. He is a pathetic, lying fraud. I feel obligated to say before I end off this video, I don't care about Hassan, or really even iDubbbz for that matter. My criticisms of Cameron should stand on their own outside of any current political conflict or YouTube drama occurring. I don't like Cameron, and I think I've made a compelling case against him. My issues are with Cameron and Cameron alone. Jelly, Krexa, even FPS Diesel to some—
Yeah, it's just that you totally fucked this up, man. Not totally. It could have been fine. Some of it's fine. The allegations is fine, but it's just like, fuck, man. So fucking retarded. Okay. Still bot comments. Yeah, I don't know why you missed out so fucking much there. Very stupid. Very stupid.